So this is for 5 refuse trailers that are going to be used when the Hilo landfill closes. Is that correct? And just as a point of information, that all the when the Hilo landfill closes, all the trash that's generated on this side is going to be hauled over to the west side, which is why you're going to need the 5 additional trailers.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kucharski, could you please identify yourself and put your
Bill
mic on,
Kucharski,
please?
DEM.
Thank you.
The closure, I know we've gone over this before, but the closure of the landfill is anticipated when?
Approximately a year to 18 months.
Good afternoon, Gianna Sacco, Director of Finance.
Thanks, Deanna, for coming up. Again, question on the finances. This is a similar lease we've seen in the past, and I won't bring you up twice to ask about the semi-tractors.
Right, it is a financing lease. It's more like a loan to buy the equipment so that we will own it at the end. Obviously, the equipment has an expected useful life of much longer than the 5 years we're going to be leasing it over.
And interest rate is?
It remains very low, low to high ones, low 2%. I haven't checked what the most recent ones were, but it continues to be a good financing option for us.
Okay, great. And then Director Kucharski, this is strictly for, will this be able to deal with any of the, what would we call it, the biological type of waste, any of the, not just the solid waste fill, but if we're talking about dealing with green waste or anything like that, is this also capable of dealing with that as well?
Yes, sir. Again, Bill Kucharski, DEM. The process is that it will leave east side with refuse for Pu'anahulu, and it will return with green waste or mulch, depending on where it's processed, and brought back to the compost facility, which we anticipate being on the east side.
Okay.
So yes, it would. There should be no deadhead hauls.
How close does this get us to where we need to be to do the hauling that we're going to have to do when we close the landfill? We still need more trucks and more trailers?
Greg Goodale, Solid Waste Division Chief. Basically what we've made a determination is a certain amount of tonnage that needs to be in each trailer. So we're estimating that each trailer will hold about 20 tons, which we've, looked at, with our diversion and everything, that 8 trailer loads a day would be kind of on the max level. That might be on the high end of what it would take to get the refuse from East Hawaii to West Hawaii landfill.
That's amazing. That hasn't changed since we did that study in 2004 and got the same result, 8 to 12 trucks a day. But at that time, I think more transfer stations were hauling into Hilo than there are today, so that may account for the reason that number stayed static over time, because that's unusual. And speaking of that, and you made reference to it, Mr. Kucharski, about backhauling the green waste, and that the site would most likely be on the east side. We had talked some time ago about the hiring of a geohydrologist to investigate the water quality and the well at Pu'anahulu to allow it to be a potential site for a compost facility. And I haven't heard anything back from you on that, and would love to know what the status is.
Again, Bill Kucharski, DM. We have had a geohydrologist take a look at the formation and found that he could not find satisfactory fresh water within that lens in which we were. We are now in discussions with Waste Management to put in a reverse osmosis system to give us enough water for the operational needs that we have at the landfill. We don't have the numbers. We haven't done really an overwhelming estimate of the volumes, but that is what we're looking at. A system like that could be expanded were we to do more composting on that side, on the west side. Personally, I'd like to see more smaller facilities around the island that we could not have to haul green waste as far as we do, and be able to have some smaller facilities that people could bring their green waste to and pick up compost or treated mulch. But that's not what you've asked. For the west side, we hope to have water there if we ever get to the point where we want to have another large composting facility.